East London Magistrates Court, where the EFF leader Julius Malema is appearing for further, some of those sentencing procedures that will be happening there, and where the proceedings have just taken a brief adjournment. And we are told that, of course, once the proceedings resume, the court is expected to hear further arguments relating to sentencing considerations, and this may include testimony from witnesses, submissions from the defense in mitigation, and arguments from the state in aggravation. And the defense is also expected to argue for leniency, is what we were able to gauge from some of the conversations that were had as a build-up to this particular moment with some of the analysts that were in conversation with SABC News anchor Sakina Kamwendo, as well as our reporter Zidima Mfegu. And what we also told is that the defense is expected to argue for leniency, citing factors such as absence of physical harm and Malema's personal and political circumstances. And the state, meanwhile, we are told, is expected to stress the seriousness of the offense and the broader implications for public safety. And this case continues to resonate beyond the courtroom, as we've seen and heard. It has also sparked ongoing debates about firearm use, about leadership accountability, and whether public figures should be held to higher standards. And the courtroom, the possible courtroom move is also procedural rather than substantive, is what we've also been told at this moment. But it also does highlight the scale of interest and the charged atmosphere surrounding today's proceedings. Let's touch base now with SABC News reporter Abongile Jantjies, who's also monitoring developments from a different angle at this moment. So Abongile, bring us up to speed with what you're seeing, what you're hearing at this hour.
Well, I'm told we are inside the courtroom where the proceedings are expected to go underway. Well, the courtroom had to be changed due to the capacity of it, and I'm having to accommodate the large number of people who have made their way here inside the court. So that one was quite small, and now the media is setting up to resume proceedings. Well, as we heard from the prosecutor when the proceedings were starting to happen, that he didn't receive the pre-sentencing report, and he'll need time to go through it. He says it's quite 56 pages, and that he was supposed to be given it at least for a period of a week. That might delay proceedings today, but a social worker is expected to take to the stand, and it has been called by the legal representatives of Mr. Malema, the EFF leader, and we're expecting her to take to the stand, and her reporting will expected to hear what she is expected to say here at the East London Magistrates Court. And it's quite chaotic as EFF members are singing whilst we're waiting for the magistrate Twanette Olivia to make her way. And any moment from now, we'll see us resuming to be live and take proceedings from there. So in any moment, the magistrates will make her way in, and the social worker who has requested for her face not to be revealed to the public, but we can take audio of her testimony and also name her. We're just waiting for her to take to the stand, and then proceedings will continue, police.
Yeah, actually, I was about to hone in on that, Abongile, because we did hear Magistrate Twanette Olivia addressing the matter around the witness. So the witness, you can now confirm for us, is a social worker, and this is the social worker that will be presenting that report. Is it correct?
Correctly. So this is the social worker where, if you had listened to the last media briefing the EFF did, where it was chaired by its leader, Julius Malema, when he spoke about the case, he said that this social worker was struggling to go through the judgment. She had to watch it on YouTube, as they were not given the opportunity by the court, the actual document of the judgment when it came to that conviction, which was made last year. So that's the problem that they were facing into reaching to this point. She had to use YouTube in order for her to compile this report, because she had to go through that. She had to go through that lengthy judgment, which was delivered for a period of about 3 days, but she managed to make it to this 23rd of January. So the social workers' testimony is quite critical here, and we're expecting to hear what she'll hear in any moment from now.
And I want to pick up on something that you mentioned around this pre-sentencing report, in which you mentioned that one of the officials said they were supposed to have received this report at least a week in advance. That could surely put a spanner in the works now, Abongile, would you say?
Indeed, because she can't continue with these proceedings if she is not aware of what is detailed into that pre-sentencing report. So that she is taken to the stand as a social worker, and we'll see if there will be no objections to that in that regard. But as we are speaking now, the magistrate is about to make her way inside, and we shall bring you more. Let me toss it back to you for now.
All right, that is Abongile Jantjies there. Let's let you go so you can, get in sync with those proceedings that are just about to get underway.